H-Town, NFL fans, how we doing? What a day. And it and I did a stream earlier, man, and I wanted to wait until after, you know, I wanted to wait till after um the commanders until after the commanders um until after the commanders and the Lions. But you know, today it was um it was much of the same for us as Texans fans, man. Um, we wanted it so bad. We actually have the setup, you know, to get to we had the setup to pull it off. I mean, I think that Texans lose 23-14 in Kansas City, and two of those points were gimmies. As I want to say it was Butker or somebody scrambled around in their own end zone towards the end of the game to with like 9 seconds left, just to you know turn as much time off the clock as they could. And I think a little bit had something to do with Vegas because the Texans were 8.5 underdogs, 0.5 point underdogs. I don't know, guys. It was a tough one today. It was beautiful actually to start off. I mean, we had hope up until the third, fourth quarter, going into the fourth. Actually, it was pretty close. It was still within reach. Um, but you know, fell short, man. And I don't know. It's a few people that we can blame today. Um, a few people didn't show up to the game. One of them being Kaimi Fairbairn. We sung his praises all year long, and in the biggest games, you have to show up, bro. It's okay to break stats and have a record 59 yarder and whatnot. But when it comes to being in these playoffs, you have to lock in and I won't put that. I guess he missed a 48 yarder in the wind or whatever. I guess he missed a 48 yarder. I won't put that on him. I won't put that on him. But that extra point, come on, bro. I mean, it was horrific. We left 4 points on the board. Um, I mean, the defense, they did the same thing that they did last time they played the Chiefs. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. Did you realize that we were beaten single handedly again? As I said earlier in today, I said Travis Kelce in the last time we played them in the divisional round was able to, when they got the going got tough and they were down, 30 to, man, this guy is a one-man army, dude. Nobody else except for Xavier Worthy, who I think he had 3 catches for. I didn't keep track of how many yards Xavier Worthy had. But Travis Kelce single-handedly destroyed us, man. Just single-handedly destroyed us. Um, I said his stat line earlier today. Through 7 games against us, he was good for 440 yards and like 7 touchdowns or something like that. Um, it was a Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes show yet again. And I could not for the life of me understand why did Aziz Al-Shaair all of a sudden forget how to play football, man? How did he forget how to play football all of a sudden? Because he left Travis Kelce wide open, man, on several occasions. And these guys botched coverage on Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce single-handedly destroyed this top 5 defense by himself. But we can also go in and say, that the refs, man, I don't understand it. The refs played a part in it too. There were a bunch of uh bogus calls, man. And I don't understand these calls. They mess up the game. How are the zebras able to dictate the flow of a game so impactfully? And nobody can say anything, you get fined. Nobody can uh you know, argue with them, you get fined. They don't really go back and forth on trying to really do investigative research on their calls because there were a couple of calls on plays, and we'll look at them. We'll take a look at them here. I got a couple of highlights and plays and things from the game, footage from the game that we can go over here. But it was just a mess, man, of how the refs can so badly affect the game. I never understood that. They, you know, but again, going back to Travis, you know, it was the same thing that they I mean, did Miko and them not go back and look at the last game we lost to in division round? Maybe he's like put that behind him and like, oh, that's them, that's not us, that's not this team. We're not going to do that. But I would have studied them. I'm sure he did. Something tells me he did, but for some reason, nobody was holding Travis Kelce. I would have switched up and put, you know, Boyd, excuse me, what brought somebody back in the game? Was it Tyler Boyd or whoever, Bryant, whoever, and put them on Hopkins or whoever else they got out there, Worthy. Well, and those guys were clamped. None of those guys even got targeted, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe once, I'm not sure. But those receivers of the Chiefs were clamped down. You got beat by 2 or 3 catches from Worthy, but 8 for 7. He was targeted. Kelce was targeted 8 for 7 times for 117 yards. And was just killing us, man. Just killing us, man. I don't know. Aziz, Brandon Hallam says Aziz needed to stand closer to Kelce several times this year. He stood too far away from the closest guy and watch him make catches. Yeah. Like that one touchdown that was in the red zone. I mean, he out in front, and then he blew a coverage trying to chase 3 men on one receiver. I think, I don't know if it was Worthy or somebody going that way, and he go ahead and decide to uncover Kelce. You supposed to blanket that guy. Blanket him. Because if you had a focus, put the main game, second half focus was like, hey, let's go ahead and clamp down Kelce and force these other guys to make plays. I think our cornerbacks can handle Hopkins, and which they did. They literally did. But somebody put your best, maybe could have switched Stingley out a little bit and they would have tried someone else. And shout out to Tyler, shout out to Murray. He made a play that broke up a couple of passes that were game breaking. But again, man, we got to go back and look at who's at fault. Joe Mixon played a hell of a game. I want to re-sign Joe Mixon. I want to know, do you feel the same, guys out there? I think we should sign Joe Mixon again. He's a foundational piece of this offense. And, they're saying that we should get another running back in the draft. Bruh, we need to revamp this offensive line. 2 out of the 4 got to go. Gotcha. 2 out of the 5 got to go. To me, Kenyon Green, he gone. I ain't seen him in so long. Shaq Mason, bro, he stole a contract from us. He showed his ass off last year and then just decided to forget how to block and play football this year. And for some reason, I understand why Nick Caserio was signing these guys to one year contracts, but he managed to play himself into a bigger contract. Shaq Mason did, and then this year he just totally forgot how to play, man. Titus Howard, hey man, he might have to go. I don't know. Maybe they should have kept him at. Did he play right tackle today? I didn't. Did Titus play right tackle? I'm not sure, but You know, the way this game was played today, you had to know that you had to go into Kansas City. You had to go into Kansas City. Damn near perfect. First play of the game. They blow kickoff return coverage. And I forgot who the guy name was, but he damn near breaks all the way. And then Tyler Boyd gets they ran down to the 30. And then Tyler Boyd, did some slam his helmet down, and then he goes over to the sideline and pushes Frank Ross. Like, where's the discipline at today? What are some of these guys doing? What is the problem to where these guys, for some reason, Tyler Boyd, he blows, this is his second time, I believe, doing something like that, messing up some kind of way. And it's just unexcusable in these type of situations, in these type of scenarios. Dalton Schultz, man, he needs to go. Dalton Schultz, he needs to go. I like Dalton for what he did to us for his last year, but that last year's version, he's another one that to me seems to have done like Shaq Mason, played himself out of that 1-year contract and got a multi-year contract deal, and then just forgot how to play tight end, how to dominate. The guy don't want to block for peanuts. He don't want to block for nothing. He can't block for nothing. I've seen so many plays of Dalton Schultz blowing pass protection, and CJ can't have time. And shout out to CJ. He played his ass off today. There was no touchdowns, but there wasn't no interceptions. And he made the plays that counted, but nobody else outside of Collins when he could. Hutchinson had a slow start, but he made up for it. We missed a lot of play. We were missing Tank Dell today, man. We missed Stephon Diggs, and these were the guys, to be honest, and to be honest about the situation, guys. These were the guys that were brought in to, help us get over the hump. And with those guys missing, it was just too much. It was just too much. It was just too much to ask for, the team, CJ to put the team on his back, Nico to put the team on his back. You can't count on Dalton Schultz to be consistent. CJ is a playoff guy. He's a playoff guy. And that goes to shout out to the Washington Commanders, dude. They went in there and throttled the Lions tonight, man. Jaden Daniels played his ass off. I will say this, though, for the people that are going to try to compare the two, because they're going to do it. And Jaden Daniels went 22 or 31 for 299 and 2 TDs today. But don't forget, let's be honest. He did all that on a depleted Lions defense. They were bound to suffer, man, with what they've been through. They lost damn near half their defensive starters, man, and especially Aiden Hutchinson, man. They couldn't generate a good pass rush, man. And Jaden had his way. I think the guy had 58 yards scrambling. CJ today went 19 to 28 for 245 yards. And while he didn't have a touchdown, he didn't have an interception. He made impact plays that you would want your star quarterback to make. He did enough to win. Texans led damn near in every category in yards and stats today. I think they say they one of the first teams out of, to ever have lead the stat sheet and whatever and still lose the game in the playoffs for sure. The defense did good. They held Pat to under 100. Pat played very smart. That the thing to be encouraged about is to know that our defense is pretty much complete. We don't need to really take away much on the defense. There's not much we need to take away. Re-sign Danielle Hunter. He definitely needs to be re-signed. You could probably get you another backup pass rusher or whatever, because Barnett and them, those guys can sub in, but those aren't starting role. But those guys play a vital role. Those are quality backups. Derek Barnett and those guys. But re-signed Danielle Hunter. That combination was ham. Was very ham. Re-signed Danielle Hunter, man. I would say, definitely re-sign Joe Mixon. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we re-sign Stephon Diggs? I mean, he's coming off that Achilles, or I think it was ACL. He's coming off of that, and I've been seeing him working out or whatnot. But do we re-sign that guy? Do we go and pull someone else? I've been hearing in Buka from Ohio State, someone that Stroud played with at his time in Ohio State, and he's been dominating. He's one of the leading receivers in the college football. But you know, I don't know, man. The refs couldn't be stopped, and they just couldn't stop Kelsey yet again. I mean, I don't know what to say. With Kelsey just drag routing his ass off across the field, and they can't stop him. And Kelsey catch that ball, he just put a slow ass juke move on anybody that's on him, and they cannot stop this big boy. They can't stop him. He had that Taylor magic. I tweeted out, man. You know, is they keep saying that he got magic on him from his old lady. Is she putting a force field around this guy? Because because nobody could tackle him, nobody was on him. Nobody was close to him a lot of times. That touchdown he had was inexcusable, man. Uh, you know, what's the needs of the team going forward next season? Offensive line. That's, for me, whether you get veterans in, quality veterans, proven veterans, consistent veterans, not guys that's getting let go, but guys that are maybe unhappy with their team and don't want to re-sign. You got to look into that and see which of these guys are, a part of that. But hey, what do we do here to keep C.J. Stroud upright? The guy, was sacked 8 different times. Karlaftis and Chris Jones and them, they had a field day and was killing our quarterback. Was killing the guy. It's one thing to lose because, your quarterback was making bad throws and whatnot, but you cannot protect this guy in the most dire of situations, man. We can't protect the guy to save our life. Laramie Tunsil, he doing good, man. You can't do nothing with Tunsil. You got to keep Tunsil, man. I'm watching him on tape. He was doing his part. But time after time, I seen Titus blow coverage. Definitely seen, just Schultz is not an offensive lineman, but he can't block. He's not a blocking tight end. He does not block. He's not physical at the line of scrimmage. He's not physical. CJ was sacked. He suffered an ankle injury towards the end of the game. And everybody just held their breath. And at the same time, we knew it was over at that point. It was like, it's over. And then they blocked the field goal from Fairbairn. It's just they were more in tune. They're experienced. Chiefs are used to these type of scenarios. Chiefs are used to these type of situations. The Chiefs are familiar. This is familiar. This is their 7th straight divisional game. My goodness. This is the Chiefs' 7th straight divisional game. It's not a mistake that Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches to ever grace the NFL, man. He did the same stuff with the Eagles back then when he was the coach. They stayed in the divisional round. They stayed in it. They stayed in the NFC Championship. Or the NFC division. They stayed in it, man. They stayed in it. Go back and look at Andy Reid's from 2004, 3. Andy Reid, man. Too, Andy Reid stayed in those games, in those big games, and he knew how to pull them off. That's who you should have been worried about. I mean, we got some gems on this team going forward. The future is bright out here in Houston. The future is very bright. Will Anderson is a great pickup. Kamari Lassiter is a great pickup. Kalen Bullock, great pickup. We got some talent out here on this team, man. It's only up from here, but at the end of the day, we gotta have what I would say is a little the team does not have to go through what Bill O'Brien took us through after we lost the division round. Let's start there. We don't have to go through what Bill O'Brien tearing the whole team apart. I don't think that this is how this team is ran. It's not what's going on, but heads do need to roll. It's offensive line mainly. You're just going to have to the focus for me would be wide receiver, offensive line. And you know, that was my main focuses. You know, because this what happened today, you should have saw that coming. You should learn from history. We got single-handedly beat by Travis Kelce, dude. Single-handedly blew out by Travis Kelce, dude. And I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. These guys are upset. They have every reason to be. Every reason to be. Look, and the refs, man, I don't know. I mean, Pat Mahomes is he had one play where he ran out of bounds and was running towards out of bounds, stopped right before out of bounds to draw the flag, and because he knew that the momentum of the player was going to push him out of bounds, and when they pushed him out of bounds, he flopped. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy, man.
I mean, the see, man, like.
Shout out to Will Conkle, man, on Twitter. I'm going to put up a clip that he shared about what Joe Mixon had to say. I got a couple of clips of what these players had to say, man. But shout out to Will. Will Conkle at Fox, man. He hosts the Fox Sports Talk show at night in Houston. Let me go ahead and put up a clip, and let's hear what your boy Joe Mixon had to say here. You know, let's see what your boy Joe Maine had to say right quick.
Everybody know how it is playing up here. You can never leave it into the refs' hands. But I mean, the whole world see, man, like what it is, bro. But it is what it is. You know, like I said, when it come down to it, you can't never leave it into the refs' hands, man, and things like that. But it's all good, though.
Nope. Can't leave it up in the refs' hands. And we're not going to sit there and just completely blame the refs, but the refs were doing the refs type things. There was a play where Will Anderson clashed with, I forget who the other guy was. And I know I don't even think it was Will Anderson. They called number 35. I think I knew I remember seeing number 31. I don't remember who 31 was, but they ended up clashing right above Patrick Mahomes, barely touching him, and we get hit with the unnecessary roughness call, in a third down situation. They give them the first down. I mean, this momentum is everything. Kaimi missing that field goal when Joe Mixon, it was a beautiful drive to come into the half. The Texans down 6-13, and then they drive beautifully. CJ plays beautifully, and Joe Mixon comes up big with the touchdown run. And I mean, you know, it's inexcusable, man. These guys miss calls all day. Here go another play. Let's put another one up for you guys. You know, here goes another one that you can say. Matter of fact, okay, yeah. And Will Anderson, he got called, and I go back and I question that call. I mean, it was kind of close. It was bang bang. It was kind of a close play, so it's hard to tell exactly what happened. But I mean, it looked like he hit him low, and that there was some incidental contact after, and was it enough to draw the flag? They gonna throw the flag on it every time when it's the Patrick Mahomes show, especially in Arrowhead. To me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think I don't think that this Chiefs team is gonna three-peat. I just don't. Something tell me they're not gonna three-peat. I think the Ravens is gonna take it this year, man. If the Ravens can pull off this against the Bills tomorrow, I think the Ravens are going to be the ones that's going to repeat, man. Um, the Ravens are just scary good, man. I would love to see the Ravens get them one. Lamar Jackson, uh, you know, I don't. Hey, I don't see the Chiefs three-peating. They could. I mean, when you got Andy Reid and you got Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, but I don't think that team is explosive enough to uh, because the Ravens, see the thing about the Ravens, they have that defense that we have, but they also just have a prolific offense. And it's just gonna be hard if the Ravens jump up on the Chiefs. Um, I don't really fear the Bills. Um, I just don't. I mean, they playing good ball, but you know, I don't really fear those guys. But let's take a look at this play with Will Anderson, and you guys tell me what you think here. Do you think that this was a rough in the passer on Will?
Here's another look at it if it's deemed to not be a foul.
Yeah, good point, Joe.
Yeah, it's kind of. I can see. Look, okay, here we go, better angle. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it barely touched that guy. His head didn't even go back. His head didn't even go back. I can't say that was I wouldn't say that that's a rough in the passer, man. I mean, that's just ticky tack calls. Oh, you know what though? You can see his helmet definitely get hit when he. I mean, and you know what though? They gonna call that every time, dude. You can see a little motion in Patrick's helmet, but I mean, hey, you can't say everything with the ref. I mean, you gotta hit the guy lower than what you hit him. You know, it was just a game that the refs are inconsistent. I think that's more of what it is, because there was a lot of things that if you're going to go play it that close for the Chiefs, then you should be able to play it both ways, because I got another footage here. These guys consistently, the Texans have been, I've seen at least 3 different times this season where a player on the opposing team is hip dropped on, and Joe Mixon, I know for sure, was hip dropped on twice. I got a replay here there by James Mueller on Twitter, where they're showing, who was this? Let me share this with you guys. Just check out what I mean here. Just check it out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out, guys. Look at this. So where's the penalty? Look, he even calling for the flag. Where's the penalty? I mean, these guys, you can't make this up. The refs are just too inconsistent, man, with the way they call these games, man. You can't. That's what I think. That's the thing that frustrates us as Texans fans, and this just the fans as period the most. I think that's just the part that frustrates us the most, is the fact that every time we go out there, anybody goes out there, it's just all these people aren't complaining about the refereeing out there for nothing. It's not coming out of thin air. You got all kind of people complaining about the reffing. J.J. Watt, Dave Portnoy. You got all these. You even got Troy Aikman them on the cast, and they were rooting. They were favoring the Chiefs. But the show, the cast, the sports announcers were complaining like, "Hey, that ain't right there. That don't look like that. What that they calling." I mean, it's just true. Like, man, you got to be able to, the NFL's gonna have to do something about this, because it's gonna be fans that's gonna just be totally turned off when they lose, and you got people that hey, nobody condoning saying it's the best thing to say betting, but hey, it's people that put big money up, and then you got a call from the refs. I even seen one ref, he called the penalty so hard. I don't know if y'all saw that, but he called the penalty so hard on the Texans that I knew who it was before they even spoke on it, because of the way the ref reacted, and he ran over there after the penalty was called. I think it was a false start or illegal shift. I think it was illegal motion or some one of those plays, and the ref ran on the sideline. He pointed, hey, they going back. Like, my goodness. Okay, and here's a stat. Per ESPN stats info, the Texans are the first team to outgain their opponents by 100 yards, 336 yards to 212, not turn the ball over, and lose a postseason game. Previous such teams were 49-0 in the playoffs. That's crazy. The Texans, I'm going to repeat that. The Texans are the first team in NFL history to outgain their opponents by 100 yards. The Texans outgained them 336 yards, more than 100 yards, 336 to 212, not turn the ball over, and lose a postseason game. DeMeco Ryans ain't going nowhere. DeMeco Ryans not going nowhere. You see that? The Chiefs are just defying history, dude. And that's partly the games are played so close because, the score is supposed to look a little different. I don't know if the Texans would have won that game still because they still didn't play the perfect game and they still couldn't cover Travis Kelce. They still couldn't stop Pat. They had Pat dead to rights. He still threw the touchdown to Travis. Previous teams were 49-0. That is a crazy, crazy stat. The Chiefs are just that good. Chiefs are just that good, guys. Even and you know what? The Chiefs are that good, but they also, that team that damn good don't need help like that by the referees, guys. Come on now. Refs don't have to help them out as much and then hurt the other team. It's okay. It's one thing if you calling flags on everybody, but you calling and picking and choosing, showing favoritism with your flags. Y'all to tell me, one of the beat writers here in Houston, he came out and said that the team is in the locker room, and they aren't blaming the refs and whatnot. And nobody said that there's blaming the refs. We know that the team not gonna blame the refs, but trust me, the team has spoken out and already said. We just heard Joe Mixon speak on, it's hard to go in there and play. You got everybody on you. We got Coach saying it. We got Coach saying the same thing. Coach DeMeco saying the same exact thing. Check out this clip. Check out this clip here.
And we knew going into this game, man, it was us versus everybody. When I say everybody, it's everybody. All the whatever. Everybody, the naysayers, the doubt, right? Everybody. We had to go against today. And, going with that, knowing going into this game, what we were up against, we can't make the mistakes that we made, right? We had a lot of self-inflicted mistakes that happened. There's special teams not converting our kicks defensively, not being where we're supposed to be in coverage, all offensively, not protecting our quarterback and keeping them clean. So, you married that on top of everything else that we had to deal with. It's going to be a really tough uphill battle.
You heard what Coach said. It was bound to be a tough uphill battle, man. It was just bound to be that way. Going into that environment and, facing that kind of pressure, and you got to battle the refs as well. That's hard. That's going to be something that's hard to overcome. Hard to overcome. We got the offseason to look forward to. You know what though? I'm proud of the team. Let me go off and say that. Let me give the team its kudos because, they made it farther than a lot of people gave us credit for. We made it farther than a lot of people gave us credit for, especially after the shaky middle of the season when we were dropping games and the pundits were all picking against us, and it felt good to, prove them wrong on a lot of aspects, especially last week when we smashed on the Chargers, when everybody had the Chargers coming into our house. The Texans are going to need who tweeted that out? I think Sean Pendergast of Sports Radio 610 tweeted out, you guys need to get to at least the second seed because this is like the fifth, sixth time in a row we've never won past the divisional round. We're going to need a home game. we got the division that's currently in shambles, but now they're only going to get better. They know what they need. We got some great quarterbacks coming into the league, and one of these teams are going to pick up some of these quarterbacks coming out. And hopefully they're not Jaden Daniels. And if they are, we ain't scared. But, you don't want these kind of – we got to take advantage of what we have. You see, the Patriots took advantage of their division for the longest of times. And they constantly made – that's how they were able to win so many Super Bowls because, to be honest, their division wasn't as strong as a lot of teams. They had the Jets and, with the Jets in the division and the Miami Dolphins and, all these, it wasn't as hard of a fight for them, for the Patriots. One thing I will say is that I am proud of CJ, man, the way he turned it on in the playoffs. And for all these people that were naysaying, saying CJ was soft and, he couldn't he played in the face of fire, taking 8 sacks today and still almost won the game and put all his health. He put everything on the line for us today. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Coach. I'm proud. You know what? Bobby Slowick called a good game. Let's give it to him. He called a good game, but it's not his fault that the offensive lineman can't block. He can't go out there and block for these guys. He can't go out there and catch for these guys. There were some plays that should have been made. A couple to Xavier, and then the guy Jared Wayne, he couldn't keep his footing, and I don't know if he knew how to run his routes because he was open a couple of times. So you got to play a clean, perfect game when you go up against these teams, man. But I don't know. We'll basically, get a chance to take a look over the next couple of weeks. We still got the playoffs going on. Eagles still in it. The LA Rams still in it. On the NFC side, shout out to the Eagles fans. Shout out to the Rams fans. Hey, shout out to the Commanders, the Chiefs. Hey, ain't no hating over here. This is just Ryl Texans Talk, and we ain't hating on no one. We just, keeping it real from the Texans fan base side of things. And, here we go yet again. Until we prove, I'm going to say something that a lot of the cats are not going to want to say. Until we prove otherwise, we're going to forever have naysayers. Good thing about us, though, we have a great quarterback, man. We got an elite quarterback. And I'll do a show comparing after the season is over with, depending on, what's Jaden Daniels' accolade. I said this, one thing about Jaden Daniels, he's a great man. That dude is balled out. He's for sure going to be Rookie of the Year, hands down. The thing is, he's not playing over here where you got to face the Chiefs and the Ravens year after year. These are some tough guys. The NFC, they change all the time. They interchange. The 49ers, the Rams, the Eagles, they interchange. Those teams up and down. But one thing consistent over on this side is the Chiefs. You're going to have to count on the Chiefs. You're going to have to count on the Bills. You're going to have to count on the Ravens being in the playoffs, dude. And the Final Four, the Final Three. And each year, they're not getting weaker. It's harder to beat a team that got more experience and been there before and, knows what it takes to win. And that's what we saw today in Kansas City at Arrowhead. A team that knows what it takes, that knows how to fight in these gritty, down-to-the-wire games and beat you into submission. They beating you with the refs, and they beating you with, superior play calling with the game on the line. They do just enough every time. Chiefs have pulled out a lot of luck this season. But I don't know. I honestly, I don't want to count them out. I know they're going for a three-peat. But I honestly don't. I can't tell you if I see the Chiefs three-peating, man. They just play the game too close to the vest this year. And I want to see how they play if someone else happens to break the game wide open. And the only one I think that can really break this game wide open, I guess that may be the Bills. The Bills just got them. Josh Allen is a superior quarterback. We got to give him that. But I think the Ravens are the most scariest team that could pull it off, man. The Ravens just, they do it. They do what they do well. Um, and Lamar Jackson, man, he's due for one. And I don't know, but we not there yet. We almost there. We just need a few more pieces. We need to get this line intact, man. Get this line. And I'm trusting in Nick Caserio. That's one thing I know. Nick Caserio gonna do what he has to do to revamp this offensive line. That's just something that's gonna have to happen. I think you want to hold on to Juice Scruggs. I think Juice Scruggs should stay. Blake Fisher showed promise as a rookie, even though Chris Jones was eating him for lunch a lot of times today. I think again we should retain Joe Mixon. CJ played a heck of a game today. Aziz, we're gonna have to get some better linebacker coverage. I wonder what was going on with Christian Harris. We needed that speed, man. What was going on with Christian Harris? I don't remember seeing him out there on the field today. Maybe he's still dealing with that calf injury or something. Maybe he re-aggravated or something. Because when he's been out there on the field, he's been effective. But he hasn't played much today. Robert Woods, we needed Robert Woods, man. And this is yet another year we limp into the playoffs. Another year. We got to have some guys stay healthy, man. We got to have some guys stay healthy. Jimmy Ward, I love the guy. Hard-hitting guy, people's person, friendly with the fan base, approachable. But this guy got it. We can't keep – we need this guy for the playoffs. We need him throughout the season. Jimmy stayed hurt more than anybody. I know I'm not tripping. Jimmy had to stay hurt more than anybody on the team. Jimmy plays like a reckless, crazy person, man. Throw himself all across the field. He's injuring himself. He's injuring his own teammates. Jimmy, man, Jimmy don't be available, dude. I know D'Amico loves his guys. He loves Aziz. Aziz, I mean, he needs to be brought back. I'm not going to take away Aziz. I just don't know what happened with him today. But we need somebody a little more dominant to back Aziz up and maybe come in and learn and maybe can take over his spot and whatever. Because that was unacceptable, man. He seemed like he was tasked to cover Kelsey. And a couple of times in some big moments, he blew the coverage. Dalton Schultz. And I see why Dallas let him go, bro. He had a phenomenal year last year. I ain't gonna call him phenomenal, but he had a great year. Better for Texans fans, what Dalton Schultz was able to do, and he even saved the season for us last year by snatching that ball away from in Tennessee from the guy that was finna intercept it. I forget who was finna make the interception, but the guy was making the interception, and Dalton saved that season by snatching the ball out of his hands. Yet the coach was going to waltz into the playoffs, the division winners and whatnot. So, I don't know, man. I really, feel as though we're going to be all right. We just got to make sure that we get some more playmakers on this team. We're going to need I feel like the offensive line is the biggest need, but looking at this wide receiver core and Tank can't I hate to say he can't stay healthy, but he can't stay healthy. Either getting it in the streets or he getting it on the field. And from what I understood, that injury was nasty and it's going to take several surgeries, and he might not even play in 2025 at all. We need the best ability is availability. And we need some of these guys to stay healthy for the season. We second time in the year, we missing vital parts working into the playoffs where, these guys could have showed up big in games. I truly believe that the game would have went a lot different had Dale and it would have. It's just too many weapons. Had Dale and the experience of Diggs had been in the playoffs, I totally believe we would have went in the playoffs, probably the number 1 or 2 seed, dude. We got to find a way to get some guys on this team to stay healthy. Maybe D'Amico got these guys and I love the way D'Amico got these guys playing. This defense was dominating, but Bobby Sloyd, for much of the season, was much aligned much of the season. Maybe he takes the job he just interviewed to finish the interview with the Jets. Maybe he takes that job. Maybe he doesn't, but you know, we needed somebody. We need a better play caller, man. Somebody to match this offense up with this defense because this defense was a Super Bowl winning defense. This defense could win Super Bowls. Today, all you had to do was outscore the Chiefs. All you had to do was put up more than 23 points and you could have won the game. You held Patrick Mahomes to 177 yards today. You locked down their main receivers. You could have let Travis Kelce have his had you been able to put points up. Travis Kelce could have been allowed to have his touches had you been able to put points up. But for some reason, the Texans just kept forgetting that Travis Kelce plays football. And again, I repeat, he killed us the Chiefs beat us this exact same way in 2020 in the divisional round. It's just Travis Kelce, guys. Just Travis Kelce for the most part. They were down 24-0, drag routes all day to Travis Kelce. He couldn't be stopped. I mean, my God, you got faster receivers and whatnot. They just can't stop this guy. They just couldn't stop this guy. I didn't understand it. Maybe maybe we can uh pull something like the Lions next year and bigger than the Lions though. Get the number 1 seed and you know whatnot because this defense was Super Bowl ready. We just did not have the offense to match up. Who do they want to promote internally? Gerard Johnson maybe? You know, but I don't know. Do you think Bobby Slug is going to remain here? I don't know. Bobby Slug is going to have to step it up, dude. I don't think that Bobby Slug is going to be back here. I mean, I ain't got nothing against Bobby. He called a great game today for the most part. And again, he can't block for these guys. He can't make open receivers catch open passes. That's on the receivers. Mechie, hey, I'm gonna say this now. Mechie, you know, it's been. Hey, hopefully built up some trade value, but I would let Mechie go, bro. I would let Mechie go. He hasn't turned out to be what you thought he could be, and we know that he came into the team and caught leukemia or whatever it was he had, and he beat that, and so he had that uphill battle for those first 2 or 3 years. But hey, man, we can't continue to lean on that. We're trying to win football games. No disrespect, but we're trying to win football games, man. You know, no disrespect to you, Mechie. I love you, man. You're a great player, a great person, great personality. But hey, you know, I'm not a GM. I'm not a football personnel guy or whatever. But I'm just don't pass the eye test for me, bro. You know, and we trying to win. We're just trying to win. Dalton Schultz, no disrespect, man. Shout out to him. Bro, man, sign all these guys I'm speaking on. They nice. They assign your memorabilia and all of these things. But hey, man, we trying to win, dude. There's no disrespect. You know, there's no reason for you not to show up all season when it comes to protecting your quarterback unless you just ain't built for that. And then if you're not built for that, then we got to get somebody in the place that can do it. I don't know. You know, Kenyon Green was a bust. Let's just call it what it is, a bust. Kenyon Green is a bust. He's a bust. You got to let him go. He ain't getting. I'm pretty sure he was due for a contract this year. This probably was his contract year. Guy can't stay healthy for the past 2 to 3 years. This was probably his most healthiest year, even though it wasn't all that healthy. But for the past 2 or 3 years, Kenyon Green had been unavailable. And it's a tragic what happened to him. You know, all the injuries and whatnot. They can't, nobody can predict injuries. Nobody wants to intentionally get injured, but, hey, man, that's another guy that's just letting us down, disappointed. First round draft pick out of A&M. Let us down. So now we got to go back to the drawing board when it comes to right guard or whatever, left guard or whatever position. I think he played left guard or whatever. Yeah, left guard. We going to need some maulers, man. Maybe some of them Lions guys are walking off that squad or whatever, but hey, Either way, guys, you know, I appreciate everybody for tapping in to the Ryl Texans Talk, man. H-Town, let's be proud of what we accomplished this year. Let's be proud of our team, how we fought through the injuries, through the referees, through the play calling. We still made it. Through CJ having a sophomore slump. And they're gonna say that CJ had a bad sophomore slump or whatever, and he played. Hey, bro, he may have had 20 touchdowns and 12 interceptions or something like that. But let's give credit, dude, where it's due. We still made it into the 4th seed of the playoffs. All we need to do is fine tune this, and this to keep it going. But this is gonna be a talent race for the AFC South. You best believe this offseason. Amy Adams hates to lose to us. Amy Adams, for the Titans, she hates to lose to us. Jaguars, I don't know what they hate because they just stuck in mediocrity. They had a good years, and I was hearing online folks on the Jaguar side talking trash about, hey, we went to the division game. We went to the AFC Championship and whatnot. Yeah, but, and props to them for that. That year they did do that. But, hey, man, if we can't get these guys on this team that, like the defense has so much pride. I kept hearing the defense. I heard Stingley mention it. I heard Will Anderson mention it. Hey, we playing for a Super Bowl. And they played like it. You got Will Anderson showing up today with 2 sacks on Patrick Mahomes. He wants to win. You got Stingley getting 2 or 3 interceptions in the playoffs. 2 interceptions on Justin Herbert last week. He letting his play do the talking. It's going to come a time, man. We're going to have our time. But unfortunately, yet again, this wasn't our time. But the future is brighter than it's ever been for this team. This foundation is brighter than it's ever been. It's stronger than it's ever been. The pillars of this team is stronger. And the things that we have to go off of are stronger. We just got to remove a couple of these weak, cracked up bricks and replace them with freshly new cemented bricks to replace and make this team even stronger, and give C.J. Stroud time to throw the ball. And now he's gone through his sophomore year, and it wasn't a horrible year. And he showed us that he's a playoff quarterback. He played as such. He played well enough to win the game today. He played well enough to win the game. Can't take that away from him. And that's all we wanted to see. He didn't fold in the playoffs. He didn't fold under the pressure like Justin Herbert or Jared Goff or Sam Darnold's do. He didn't fold under pressure. He made all of the necessary plays to win the game. But it's only so much that one man can do. Joe Mixon is only so much he can do. It's only so that this defense, again, one more time. Let's say this one more time. They held Patrick Mahomes to 177 yards. They outgained the Chiefs 336 yards to 212 yards and still lost. The first team in history to do that. Prior to that, every team that has had led by stat-wise and in those stat categories has went 49-0. That's mind-blowing. But looks like Paul Pierce can wipe that sweat off his forehead because he don't have to walk to work on Monday or Tuesday or whenever they back from the holiday. Look like Paul Pierce can breathe a sigh of relief. Look like Nick Wright was right again. I wouldn't say that Stephen A., you got to give some respect, because to say that we have no chance and we still had 5 minutes to go and we could have pulled within the reach of the game, you got to go back and, rephrase that. Just give us our respect. We'll be back next year better than ever. They tapped in with the Ryl Texans Talk, man. The season is over, but I still will be on giving updates and just, chopping it up about moves made in the offseason, moves made, the playoffs, continue on just talking about, things that pop up in the news related to our team and the teams around the league. But I thank everybody, man, showing love, tapping in with your boy Darryl Blastoff, man. It's been Real, this is my first season doing this again, and I stuck with it, and I'm proud of myself because I really enjoy this. I've always wanted to start something as a related to the Houston Texans because I have such a profound passion for those guys, and for most of the team's tenure, I live, breathe, and eat the Texans, and to be able to come on here and share conversations with like-minded people, fans or foes alike about football in general is a blessing for me. It's something that I enjoy, and it's gonna keep going on. It's just the beginning, dude. It's gonna get greater, better. I would love to set up something with some phone calls so I can have people call in. I want to top it up, and I can talk. This is what I like to do. Part of what I like to do, man. And again, I just thank you guys, man, for uh, tapping in with your boy, the Real Texans Talk. Please, man, like this video, subscribe to the channel. It helps motivate, and keep this thing going. Um, and we're just gonna continue to grow and continue to build, man. But hey, Texans fans, haters and fans alike, man, we're gonna be back stronger than ever, man. We couldn't win this one, Rocky, but we'll be back. The fight ain't over, dude. This is the battle might have been lost today, but the war ain't over. We're gonna have us a ring sooner than later with this team, with this coach, with this GM, with this quarterback, with this owner, with these fans. It's only a matter of time before it's our time. We just got to build on what we had right now, and it's going to continue to go forward. And we'll be stronger, for this, more experience for this. And D'Amico's going to have more experience on this. It's just big bad Andy Reid, man. You got to get him out the way. When is he retiring? My God, 7 straight divisional titles. Congratulations to the Chiefs. They played a heck of a game, albeit the refs were part of the game plan, I guess, but they still played a heck of a game, and they deserve this, man. And, when a team beats you like this in the playoffs, you want that team to go ahead and go all the way, dude. So if they go all the way and they three-peat and they make history, then more power to them. But that's it. That's all I got for you today, guys. Thank you for tapping into the Real Texans Talk. Please follow me on Twitter at blastoff_ENT. Hey, if you want to, anytime you want to come on and have a chat, just email me at info@blastoffent.com. All the information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen here, man. You guys have been wonderful, man. I thank you for watching and tapping in, man. It doesn't happen without you guys, man. But again, man, y'all stay blessed. I want to thank you guys one more time for tapping into the Real Texans Talk. And just stay tapped into the social feeds, man, and keep up with me. We will be doing another show hopefully this Friday, just following up with what's happened in the NFL so far leading up to it and what's to come. All right, guys, y'all have a blessed one, man. Your boy, Darryl Blastoff. We out.